Hey Padre, it's me, your favorite flight attendant Gary, the gentleman scholar. Wearing my Scotland hat, you really can't tell. Hold on. Had it for years. There it is. The Saltire. There we go. I'm off for my walk because I really feel like I need it of late because of all the wine, revelry, and song that's been happening lately. Mostly just Thanksgiving and that sort of thing, and plus I've just been blowing off walking, and you know when your body starts to feel it, so it's time for a little bit of a walk. And of course, since I'm the ultimate procrastinator, I had to have like 2 or 3 cups of coffee before doing so. Anyway, I'm going to be doing my little walk around what I call the lake walk. It goes up to Proctor Road, then Lakeshore Road, and comes back. It takes about 45 minutes. Nothing too crazy, but at least it burns up calories. It stops them from sitting on my mid-side and my backside. Plus, I feel better when it's done, as I'm sure you know. Anyway, a little bit of an update. Christmas tree is up. Started the Christmas cards. And, I just sort of, I take out the table and I bang them out. Maybe that's the wrong word. But I very calmly and very gracefully write them out until I get tired of doing it, because it's kind of a lot of work to open up the card table, get the cards out, and my phone, which now acts as an address book. And the phone I'll be trading in for something a little quicker after the holidays are done. But right now it contains my entire address book. Stuff as you're doing the cards out, you find out things like, oh yeah, did I get that person's address right? I have to Facebook message them, make sure the number is right on their street, that kind of thing. Just all these little logistical problems that come up when you're doing your cards. I know it's a lot of work, but it's a creative act that I do enjoy. It's almost like a study in miniature to any creative act that you do, whether you're in a band or you're writing a book or you're painting something. There's a lot of marketing work that goes into it to get your work out there. And the Christmas card is a very small scale example of that. It's not just the creativity part that's hard, it's the getting out the message that's hard. Which is why I don't get, on the professional level, how a lot of people do it. Be it writers or rock stars or movie stars. I guess that's why you have to surround yourself with hordes of people to handle all that for you, because one person can't do it alone, I imagine. Fame has always kind of fascinated me, especially fame and creativity, and how art gets turned into like commodity, that kind of thing, and where the overlap is. That's always fascinated me. Sure, every trend that you ever find, every trend that you ever see, be it art, I don't care what it is, I don't care any creative endeavor, if it makes somebody some money, then all of a sudden that trend becomes popular, and you see lesser amounts of that innovation coming until it's watered down, until the horse dies, and then you beat the dead horse until the next new innovation comes along. And all of this stuff is in the air for us to draw inspiration from. In my case, it's comic books. I've been doing my last few Christmas cards using comics as an inspiration. It seems to be my métier, my muse. So I'm going with that. In the real world, Bill is still hobbling around on his crutches. On his cane. He's doing okay. My sister is out of the hospital. A couple weeks back, she ended up in the hospital with a collapsed lung, but now she's better. She ended up in intensive care twice, but she looks a lot better now. She's back in the rehab facility. I visit her every day when I'm home. And Letty, or her real name's Colette, but I call her Letty. Letty has seen the Beatles twice, so she's a hero of mine. She's also seen Barry Manilow 17 times. Not so much a Barry Manilow fan, But I admire the fact that she's seen him 17 times, and she's a teacher assistant. And how much grief did she have to hear from all these jean-jacketed, leather-jacketed little reprobates in her class? Like, that guy's a jerk, that guy's a fag, because he's not like, some metal guitar god that they admire. But she didn't care. She just shrugged and goes, I like him, I don't care. You have to admire that. Because let's face it, you can't get much more uncool than Barry Manilow, and not caring about the uncool is the coolest thing of all. Even Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, ex of Nirvana once upon a time, and pardon my language, he attributed to calling Barry Manilow the coolest mother blanker on the planet. And if he's good enough for Dave Grohl, he's good enough for me. But anyway, I'll be visiting her today. Yeah, light's green, I better not cross the street there. I'll be visiting her later today. And she's probably just lounging around, doing more Christmas cards, trying to avoid work that Bill wants to assign to me. He's the handyman. I'm the guy that has to do the honey-do list and bitch about it the whole time. Because I'm lazy. I'm a lazy guy, generally speaking. It takes me a long time to get my brothers to do something, but once I start, I'm fine. I've got my laser focus. Much like the pipe smoking thing, for example. I admire it. I do it from time to time. I admire the camaraderie, the brotherhood of it. But to really throw myself into it, of course, I'm dipping my toe in over and over and over again. That's ever the Gary way of doing things, unfortunately. But anyway, I just want to say hello. How are you doing? It's Christmas. I like Christmas, and yesterday to get myself into the mood, first of all, I just put on my vast Christmas collection at home when I was drinking coffee, and my iTunes player, just let it shuffle through every type of genre imaginable you can think of, everything from classical to kitsch to punk to indie rock, you name it. It's all in there. Hell, I even have the Bonanza Christmas special they did once. I picked up that CD at Newbury Comics. They're the big hipster chain up here in New England. The hipster boutique where you can get your comics, you can get your CDs, your DVDs, and all your other kitsch items. Imagine a record store and a comic store smashed together, with the super hipster tattooed crowd included for your store staff, and you've got it made. You've got rockabillys, you've got you don't have out and out punks in there, but you have the rockabilly hipster look seems to be the general consensus. And they pretty much, if they don't know my name, they definitely know my face, because I'm dragging my sorry tookus in there every week to see what I can purchase in the way of vinyl or music or film or comics. And Bill's like, I'm off to go to Newbury's this week. So it's either that or Double Midnight Comics. And to be honest, I'm really getting back into comics thanks to DC's rebirth. They've decided to bring back a lot of their older fans by bring a lot of old elements back into their books again, as well as the new fans, the post-New 52 books. I'm not even going to try and explain that, but they're combining the elements together and they're creating some really good stories. Like seeing Superman as a dad, for example. That's a really great dynamic that makes for great stories. A lot of new writers on board, a lot of new artists, a lot of new blood happening, a lot of snowballs being thrown against the barn door to see what sticks, and it's making for a lot of innovation. I can't read them all, I can't afford to, but I'm enjoying what I am reading. So, anyway, I will leave it there because my hand's getting cold. I've got my wheezing old iPod in my pocket, which I'm going to put on after this to finish out my walk. But I just want to say hi, Padre. How you doing? And I'm glad that you're out there, my friend. Listening to you on YouTube is always a pleasure. And writing you letters, writing your mail is also a pleasure. It's one of those things that keep us human, I think. And while I'm introspective by nature, I do hold my friendships very closely. Even if you don't speak or talk to the person every day, you can still write them a letter, or send them a video like this. Anyway, Padre, you take care of yourself. I will see you around YouTube, or through the post box, or through the odd post on Google+, whatever you want to call it. Take care of yourself, and we'll speak to you soon, my friend. Bye. Shut it off.